Welcome to the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel. I'm your host, ArmaniTalks. In this channel, I'm covering communication skills for you to level up your way with words and become much more articulate. In today's episode, we are entering the world of public speaking, and I'm going to give you 2 ways to make someone cry. In social skills, making someone cry is not a good thing, but in public speaking, being able to make your audience cry is an amazing thing. As a matter of fact, it's a superpower. Because a speech becomes memorable when you can make the audience feel 1 to 2 emotions. And crying is such a strong emotion that they can't help but remember your talk. The first way in order to make someone cry is to create a scenario where one person protected another person. And one of the most powerful examples of this is in the movie Crash. In the movie Crash, there was this one gentleman who hired this guy to fix his door, but apparently the door wasn't fixed. And this guy who hired the doorman, his store ended up getting robbed. And once his store got robbed, he realized that he lost everything. This was an immigrant that was already struggling, and now he lost everything. He needed to get vengeance. So this is when he went to the doorman's house with a gun. And he was going to kill the doorman. And as he was about to confront the doorman, he pulled out the gun. He's talking about the scenario. The doorman's confused. He's like, "Why are you going to kill me? I didn't do anything." As this guy is about to pull the trigger, the doorman's daughter runs to the doorman in order to protect her dad. She covers him, and that's when this guy fires the gun. I'll let you figure out what's next because I want you to actually YouTube this scene. Go on YouTube and type in Crash emotional scene, and you should see something along the lines of that. I think the thumbnail is of this guy like crying like that. So you got to check it out. And the reason that the entire audience within the theater, when they saw that scene, they all felt a certain type of way. Even the most stoic people, they didn't cry, but they were just like, "Man, bro, that hit me hard." If you want to get your inner scientist on, you want to ask yourself, why is it that a bunch of strangers in a theater who don't know each other all felt the same way? Ask yourself that. There's a reason why. And the reason is because one way to make someone cry is to create a scenario where one character protected another character. It could be done in a multitude of ways, by the way. It could be done in the scenario I just explained, where the daughter tried to protect her father from being shot. It could be done in a way where, let's say, if your little brother doesn't get a certain amount of money, then the gangs are going to kill him. And you're not cool with your little brother like that. You and your little brother, in the last interaction, there was harm. So he hasn't talked to you in years. But out of the blue moon, he just calls you one day and he's like, "I really need the money. I really, really need the money. Can you please help me out?" And you help him out. You protected him from the gangs. It could be something along those lines. So when that happens, other people just feel a heartwarming sensation. Get detailed, and once you get detailed, and one character protects the other person, it just makes other people feel, wow. That's one way. And the second way to make the audience cry is to allow something to come full circle. One of the services that the ArmaniTalks brand provides is help with writing a speech. And the first ever client that I ever got for the ArmaniTalks brand, I believe he was from Australia. He hit me up because he had to create a best man speech. And he had no clue how to design this speech. So we're over here having this Skype call. We're talking for a while. And as we're talking, this guy says that the guy that invited him to be the best man, they were cool for a very long time. But for some reason, there was some sort of falling out. I was like, wait, hold on. What do you mean? Why was the fallout happening for? And he started to explain it in detail. And I asked, well, how long didn't you guys talk for? He said, 8 years. 8 years you guys didn't talk? Then what the hell happened? How did you guys come back to being friends? And then he explained this scenario. And that's when I said, dude, this is a full circle moment. You got to incorporate this into your talk somehow. And he did. And he talked about how they initially met, how great of a friendship they had from childhood, then how they went apart. He talked about that aspect of their departure. And then when the audience was feeling really bad, they were just like, man, I remember when they were children, they were so close, but now they're not that close. That's when this guy comes full circle. He talks about how they reunited once again and how he is giving the speech in the biggest moment of his friend's life. Full circle moment. And just like that, it creates this little click in the heart, and it makes the audience members just feel a certain emotion, strong emotions that some of them are going to cry, especially the criers who just cry whenever they're watching a movie. They're definitely going to cry when there's a full circle moment. And if there's one person that cries, it creates this chain effect where multiple people cry. And when multiple people cry and you get off stage, they're going to feel very vulnerable around you. And they're going to say, that guy stole the show. His speech was the best, hands down. They're going to completely bypass their logical mind. If you were stumbling and fumbling the entire speech, but somehow you made them cry, their entire logical mind is going to get disengaged, and they're going to love your speech as a byproduct. So the two ways to make someone cry is, one, when you create a situation where a character protects another character, and two is when you allow something to come back full circle. Engage 1 to 2 emotions within the audience, and the audience cannot help but remember you. Good luck with your talk. Thank you very much for joining the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel, and I'll catch you next time.